so it's all good.
All right, so we're back on the record following a caucus.
Yep.
And we're starting to discuss the city's counteroffer to the PBA offer from before. And so, Warren, I'll let you start that dialogue following this caucus.
Okay. We are, again, comfortable with the 1-year agreement, although the question did come up.
Yeah,
If you wanted to lock everything else in except the wages, we would do a 3. But if the city prefers the 1, that is what it is.
Yeah, I kind of, like reopening the full book in case there's other stuff we want to fix.
Okay.
But,
I feel like hanging out with you.
Okay. Again,
Yeah. Because I feel like we did a lot of cleanup this year. We're going to run into,
That's why we don't want to do it again.
But when we read it next year, we're going to find the things we missed,
but
right?
the next time we do it, it'll be a smoother scenario, right? So, but there's always 1 or 2 things that we'll kick around and try to fix still. So, I'd rather do that, with my second round with you guys, I'd like to do one more full book and then we'll talk about reopeners.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the salary, we're getting there, but we're not quite there. I'm okay with the 105 for the external probationary.
Okay.
For our current lieutenants, let's meet you in the middle at 130.
Okay. So you guys are looking at 130.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of to help.
Basically, we're actually coming down 1,000 more than you're going up, so we're actually coming to you a little bit on that one.
Well, and help us so I can, explain to leadership the rationale that you guys have for your counteroffer.
Okay, several. One of which is I can't get it because it's on my telephone that is recording. But the city manager himself sent out a Lakeland PD just recently renegotiated with their guys, and on there's like 12 or 13 comparators. And again, we're right there in the 130 mark. Also, because my phone's using that, I have the minimum, mid-range, and maximum for the county lieutenants. And the mid-range is actually a little bit over 130, so we're a little bit below the county. Their top out is 161. Please remember, we have a lieutenant that's been a lieutenant for 9 years, 2 that have been for 6, 1 that has been for nearly 5, and then 1 brand new. So great deal of experience with your lieutenants, far beyond midpoint, I would argue, especially with the 9-year guy. Third, I know Daytona can get overtime and stuff, but I can tell you that there is more than 1 at Daytona making over 200 as a lieutenant. Now, they are absolute overtime hogs, and again, we're not asking for 200,
Certainly.
right? But I think that 135 is pretty fair. I think, as we've discussed before, the division chiefs are making that roughly 135, which are kind of our comparators at the fire department. So I didn't bring a whole lot of documentation. I could certainly bring it to the next meeting if you'd like to see it.
Oh, no, I think just, kind of helping us understand.
Yeah, and that's where we are. And again, we're coming $6,000, $5,000 off our offer and asking you to come up for it. So we're kind of meeting in the middle.
So, as, well, and keep going.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, our concern, of course, is, budget and
Right.
worries about that. We have, you guys and IUPA all at once, and so we're concerned about the bigger picture of the pension costs and some of that kind of stuff.
I will tell you that the lieutenants intentionally tried to get off schedule with the other unions, and it didn't work out in the past, which would make it easier for us for sure. I think the 130 is more in line with comparators than the 126. I think it's too low. As far as pension. So I can lay it out on the whiteboard if you want. So all of us but 1 were hired prior to 2011. When we got hired on, we were promised a particular pension. Interestingly, the medical stipend has been unaffordable. I know we offer it as a bonus, but if you're over 30, it just costs way too much because it has to be actuarially equivalent. And the way that our actuary figures it, it's 300,000 plus to buy 5 years if you're over 30.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. You're not gonna get that much back out of it, right? And again, I wanted to point out, with zero cap. Also, it was, the average final compensation was your high 3, which it still is.
Correct.
So that's the same, right? So the city has made benefit improvements recently, but they've all been for the tier 2 guys. The tier 1 guys have not seen a single benefit improvement from what we were promised when we were hired. None.
Okay.
And we paid an additional 7% of our payroll every paycheck for 15 years now to get no additional benefits.
Okay.
So, again, in 2011, when we made the changes, the fund was $55 million. No,
20 million.
$20 million and 55% funded. That's from the 2011 valuation for the pension. Today, it's nearly 90% funded and worth over $80 million. I didn't get you today's number, but you probably don't want it because yesterday was really good in the market. So it's high.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
considerably over
I think
$80
it was
million.
84 our last meeting.
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah,
some weeks ago.
yeah. So obviously, and we have basically the same number of employees, right? The same number of participants in the plan as we had back then. We haven't really increased our sworn law enforcement numbers significantly since I got hired. Although I think this year we'll add a few more, is at least the discussion. Anyway, long story short, we got a whole lot more money to pay basically the same number of guys in retirement. The plan has performed in the top 5% over the last 5 years of all public safety plans in the country to which it was compared.
I listened to that discussion, that one's true. Y'all have picked well on.
Yeah, our investment advisor and the investments that we've picked, we've done a
Yep.
lot of research, we really have tried. The tier 1 guys, who is almost all of the guys that I represent, right? Almost all of us, all but one are tier 1 guys. They have been supportive of improving the benefits for tier 2 and trying to get them up to tier 1, closer to tier 1 as we go. But again, for 15 years, they've been putting in 7%. We're getting to the end of our run at this point, and these are the last few chances I get to hopefully improve their benefits. I can't control what the city did in 2011.
Yeah.
I feel like it was done at gunpoint, literally. They brought the sheriff's office in here and threatened to take over, not hire everybody that worked here, and nobody who worked here was gonna get any rank. That's what happened.
Chief?
Monahan.
Oh.
That is 100% what happened. The sheriff came in here wanting it, and that was the gun that was pressed to our head. Hey, you're gonna make this agreement, because if you don't, we're gonna replace you with the sheriff's office. You may not have a job, and you certainly won't have any rank. And again, we were asked shortly thereafter by council, hey, wait till we're 80% funded and we'll fix you. Well, we're now nearly 90% funded, and the tier 1 guys haven't been fixed. However, we know that that costs money, right?
Yes.
So, although I believe it's kind of the city's job to keep up with inflation, which they certainly haven't done with either the cap nor the $5,000 in 2011, in today's money is about 140. Right? So I'm going to tell you, we're going to ask for the 125 for the cap.
Yeah.
And even at that, we're 15 grand below what a guy who retired in 2012, living quality of life wise, we're still losing 15 grand. So on the pension side,
Mhm.
our counter, would be raise the cap to the 125,
Okay.
increase the medical stipend. Then you asked to raise the employee contributions 1%. I'm certainly okay with that if we met those two, and we could probably move a little if we could get those two things going.
So perhaps even on 1.5.
I would say that would probably be top, but yes.
And I appreciate you giving me some of that history, you know, because understanding where you guys are coming from
Mhm.
helps us explain it to council and other leadership so that, you know, decisions can be made. So
Mhm.
now understand, you know, and this is my first round with you guys.
Right.
Obviously, we have to walk through some of this stuff with IUPA. They have the same study results as y'all. You know, I've explained some of the economic concerns,
Mhm.
you know, that we have on our side. But I want to take this counter back to leadership and talk to them. I'm scheduled to meet with IUPA. They've got some people on vacation. We're gonna do week after next, but I think I'll change my schedule a little bit so we can maybe get in there next week.
Okay.
Might invite you guys to attend that so that the pension discussion can take place together, you know, as a separate
Mhm.
piece. And then perhaps we see where we're at.
I did want to add one more thing on the.
Yes, sir?
So what the lieutenants are asking for,
Mhm.
so it's really clear, is you have an $80+ million pension plan.
Mhm.
We're asking for benefits that cost less than $600,000. It is less than 0.8% in the value of the plan that we're asking for.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think we're being greedy asking for that.
You're saying, what was that percentage?
So it's about 588 for the
Uh-huh.
cost of doing both.
Yeah,
The plan's worth over $80 million.
Mhm.
It is, so if you do the math on that, it's gonna be like 7.5%. Yeah, it's not a big ask.
And what it's costing the city?
But no, the value of the plan
Oh, but-
versus the cost
Certainly.
of what we're asking for in additional benefits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you guys have been very thoughtful and, you know, coming forward and being, you know, instead of being very, I'm used to Detroit, you know.
Well, I will tell you, with your predecessor, it was much more like that.
I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
But-
Those meetings were a little more exciting than these.
Well, you know, I'm not very excited. So I want to take this and, you know, kind of talk to, you know, you talk to your people, I'll talk to my
Yes.
people kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel confident that, especially the way this whole thing has gone, that we'll be able to find the solution for all parties. You know, we might have to slug it out a little bit, but we'll get there. And I'm very confident that we can. So, yeah.
I don't know how much more I can move than what I'm at, but that's, you know,
Yeah,
but
yep.
we will,
And, I hear you.
we'll do what we can. I think,
Okay.
you know,
You are being heard, and that's the most important thing
Yes.
you need to understand.
yes.
You guys are very valued by this city. I mean, you know, how lucky are we to have these guys that have 9 and 6 and 7 years of experience? We see other places where they've had to,
Mhm.
you know, not do that and not have that. So we feel very proud of you guys as a group. And so we're gonna do our very best to make sure that we can fix, you know, these holes and work together to figure it out. But it is a challenging environment, I can tell you.
That, understood. I do want to just get this on the record.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody read the amendment for this this increase in the homestead exemption? Did you read in there where it says they're gonna adjust the home values to just value on the first of the year after the passage?
Not sure what that means.
What it means is this: the people who have been homesteaded for a long time and their assessed value is far below their just value, it's gonna get reassigned to the just value before they apply the 125 exemption. Meaning, especially in Port Orange, you could actually see a windfall from this instead of a cut. Because you got a guy who's paying $60,000 taxes
Mhm.
on a $400,000 house, right?
Oh.
It gets adjusted up to 400,000, then they take the 125 off,
Mm.
right? So now he's at 275, and he's paying taxes on.
That they're gonna raise the values of those older homes.
No.
Well, no,
they
they
will
will
just to the
adjust
just
it
value,
to the
but their
just
just
value.
value is
Oh.
not that big of a.
Right, if it's not that big a gap between the
Oh,
just
right.
value and your assessed value,
Uh-huh.
Right.
which you certainly aren't gonna have with your
So
newer
if you have a
homestead
$300,000 or
exemptions, right?
$300,000 house,
Right.
your taxable value might be 2 something, your just is gonna be 3, 4, somewhere in there near the market value, that 125 is
Comes
not gonna
off.
change
Oh, I
it that
see.
much.
I see.
But if you have an expensive home, your just value is way up there, and the 125 is not gonna offset that
Right.
difference. So it's
I
like
see.
not gonna hurt the little guy that much.
Right, it doesn't hurt the little guy that
Right.
much, but if you have
But
a
it's not gonna
valuable
benefit the
home,
little guy like they think it's
it
going
is
to.
absolutely not good.
Yeah.
I see, interesting.
But
And-
until
and-
this
and-
passes, it's, or
Right.
it.
It's
if
all
until it's-
moot anyway,
There's
right?
no
Yeah.
telling what they're
Yeah.
gonna do with those
That's
just
really
values
interesting.
either.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different take on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was something that I can't take credit for, that somebody else at the
Yeah, I
PD
just picked
discovered,
that up.
had me read, and I was like, yeah, that's the way I read it.
I get it.
Interesting.
So,
Can stay there.
so I feel bad for people who have been in their place a long time, and whose
Yeah.
value has shot up.
Uh-huh,
If they adjust it to just value, he's actually gonna end up paying considerably more in taxes
mm,
Because
than
I
what
look
he's
at,
paying now.
before I bought my house, I lived in Sleepy Hollow. I bought in '85.
Yeah,
My just was, in the $300-something thousand range. My
Right.
taxable was still like 125 or
Right.
something like that. But I was gonna I would have like met in the middle.
you'd have been, breaking
Yeah.
even, basically,
interesting.
so, yeah.
That's why I say it's like depends on the value of
Right.
the home, how much you get.
Well, and see, and that's what I mean by the uncertainty. The whole thing is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
up in the air that,
And nobody knows what they're gonna do with those just values because those
Yeah.
still,
Yeah,
yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
yeah, and I get it, and I get the city's trepidation.
Yeah.
and
I
wanting a
was
one-year
shocked when
contract.
those property values came out this year.
Yeah,
And
lower.
it
They
was
were
only
down.
that $800,000. I mean,
Yeah.
I've looked at the chart for the last 5 and to see what
Those darn interest rates aren't helping any.
no, they're not.
No. All right, so I think we've finished our business for today.
Okay.
All right, so do we want to try to get back together next week, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I would think, if IUPA's good with us sitting in,
Mhm.
we'll do that, and then
All
we'll
right.
have a meeting
Yeah, we'll
following
kinda-
the IUPA meeting.
I think that's a good plan. And then, and then we'll.
Yeah,
go
because
back
if they
and-
leave, y'all can stay and,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Is
so.
that on camera?
I appreciate this
It
meeting
is?
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate this meeting today, and, I feel like we got a lot of we're ready to go, other than
Yeah,
wages and
yeah.
and everything else.
You know, when the city says good to that, hey,
We're
we'll
good.
sign the next day.
Yeah, so I appreciate this, and also the input and feedback from you guys, and the great deal of explanation that you provide, so.
If you need documentation on all that stuff, I'll be more than happy to provide it.
Thank you,
Uh,
that's good.
Just let me know.
All right.
You can bring that with you to Shade, and we'll go from there.
Very good.
Is
Thank you so much.
Is the hours of
Yeah,
work
their
stuff gonna be
meetings-
discussed next time?
Yeah,
whole
so what I
overtime?
can do is, clean
Yeah,
this up a
I-
little bit.
I can assure you,
Uh-huh,
if we get the 130 and the fixes in the pension, that will go under that city,
The policy?
the policy.
So here, so like,
oh,
here's-
on the one?
The premium?
Oh, gotcha.
so like here's my
Okay.
taxable,
Next week.
there's my just.
I think,
So if they adjust to my just
Oh,
value and then take off the 125,
Yeah, that's crazy.
what
All
day
right,
do you
so-
meet with them, the 13th?
No, it was gonna be the following week, I was gonna be out of town, but
Okay.
I think I'm gonna shift all that,
Oh, I
so,
thought
Can
I
you,
had it
can
on
you
the
let us
13th.
know so
maybe.
I can get it to Greg?
Yeah, I'll get all that figured out and get
Okay.
back with you. Okay?
That sounds good.
All right, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
the end of our stuff today,
All right.
and, we'll talk again very, very soon.
Sounds good. But you got that at the end, right? We don't have to fight over that further right.
Everybody have a great
And I'll
week.
do one more
too,
comb
thank you.
through these TAs as well, so.
Yeah,
This is order.
no big deal. And, okay, and.